Good morning. This is Dylan Jovine with Behind the Markets. Happy Monday. Today is Monday the 8th. I hope you're having a great day. I decided to record this video not today on Monday. This is a few days earlier before I have this procedure to crack it back into place. Again, a friend of mine said, I asked the doctor, how does it sound when you crack this back into place? And he said, it sounds like glass cracking. And I was just astonished. And then I asked this other lady that was in the waiting room there who told me that she had this done. And I said, how did it sound to you? He said, glass cracking. And she said, it sounds like a carrot snapping. And I was like, great. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I said, well, this is what I'm in for. My kids are like, can you record it? Can you record it? So it's become a funny thing. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about China. You guys probably seen this in the press. China, Russia, North Korea, this big military parade that Xi Jinping threw in China to celebrate the end of World War II. To celebrate the end of World War II. And Xi Jinping is really sending a message. This is basically for an international audience. All the best military hardware that they have is on display. Good old-fashioned communist Soviet style military parade with, again, China, Russia, and of course, North Korea's the guy, the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong Un. Anyway, so they're sending a message to the West, and they're basically sending a message that it's our show now. Don't mess with us. The three best friends, they're hanging out together. When I say best friends in a geopolitical sense of the word, not in a personal sense of the word, that's not relevant really. So my mother, I was talking to my mom, and she asked me, what do you think about the new friendship between Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping? And I said, what new friendship? They've been friends for a very long time, Mom. You're just picking up on this. And it's not new, it's old. It is actually the tight friendship between Russia and China is the reason I actually supported us supplying and defending Ukraine. Because many years ago, 15, 20 years ago, you start to see China and Russia really start to do joint naval exercises and all these other things around allies of ours, around our military bases. So they really started working together in the Arctic. So they really started working together. So my thinking with supporting Ukraine was, you guys already have a partnership. Why don't we tie Russia's military assets down in Ukraine as long as we can and bleed them out, just like they did to us in Vietnam? Come on, this is geopolitical strategy 101. So my point is that it was great. The president sent them a congratulatory note. He said, basically, I'm paraphrasing here, you guys are conspiring against us. Congratulations on your World War II victory parade. It's nice to see you guys conspire against the United States. And that is a quote, conspire against the United States. Of course they're conspiring against the United States. It's like everybody wants the top spot. China wants the top spot. Russia wants the top spot, but again, it doesn't have the heft, the power. And North Korea is just like the little tiny fish that swims with the big fish. Look, this is happening. And one of the videos we put out a few months back really takes you behind the scenes. I haven't really talked about it enough because basically what most folks don't understand is there is a big conflict and a struggle going on behind the scenes. And on December 16th, 2024, just 43 days after President Trump won the election, the Chinese Communist Party sent him a very public warning. It sent him basically a military and U.S. Navy kill list. Basically, what it said was, it was letting the president know that if he decided to get aggressive in the Pacific, that they had a plan to use advanced technology to take out our entire Pacific fleet. So they published a very secret division of China's military. Actually, the division is called the 92728 unit of the Chinese military, released what they call their U.S. Navy military kill list, okay? It said how they would destroy the U.S. Navy in the Pacific, okay? So they sent that out to President Trump. They released it in the press, the secretive unit of the Chinese government that never talks to the press, but they released it to the press just 43 days after the president was elected. They were sending President Trump a message, okay? Sending President Trump a message. Big deal. But good news is, weeks after this happened, Elon Musk and the administration took office, weeks after they took office, Elon Musk was summoned to the Pentagon by Pete Hegseth, defense secretary, to review China war plans. So presumably what happened is they all laid out exactly the technology behind this. And since Elon Musk owns Starlink, how would we jam and intercept and mess with? In other words, how credible is this kill list? So if you look at the US government's military budget for next year, you can see that it has Elon Musk's fingerprints on it. You can see that it's a reaction in part to this Chinese military kill list. It is like the most underreported story. But again, I understand why the press wouldn't want to report the story. You don't want to create mass hysteria. But also, we're in a very isolationist mood right now. It's a very strange thing. It's like the precursor to World War II. America's just, they want to focus on home and do what we have to do here. But look, we are getting threatened, okay? Basically, China sent a message to the president-elect Trump 43 days after we won the election, and they basically went like this. Come on, this is actually happening. This is actually happening. This is why I am so concerned. This is why I've been so focused on this. I urge you to watch this video if you haven't seen it yet. I think it's like one of the best videos that we've done, best pieces of work we put out. It just got caught up in the rush of everything else we've been doing. We didn't talk about it much. Now I'm going to start talking about it a little bit more. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I'll speak to you tomorrow.